Hey everyone, welcome back to another war video. This is War 6 of Season 40. We're up against PBT. Starting off, I have this Node 2 Hulkling. It's on Path 5, Section 1. Taken this a few times with Valkyrie. I think I even took the same fight in the last war. Yeah, same strategy as last time. We're just only going to hit into his block. We're not going to do anything fancy. Just medium, light into his block. He lets himself get intercepted right there, but that's whatever. This Hulkling liked to throw his heavy, if I remember correctly, in this fight, but, we're just going to be patient, let him do that if he wants. I'm only going to go in when I feel right about it. Recently, I had, lots of confidence in, the light attack whiff method, but then it kind of stopped working. It's not working as well as I thought it did. So now I'm just really going to rely on instinct for Valkyrie fights. Just whenever it feels like it is safe for me to go in and hit block, that's what I'm going to do it, just because I do think that's the best way to go about it once you have experience with block hitting and you've practiced doing this method of fighting. This Hulkling, same as last time, it takes a little bit of time, but once you get up to that special 2, the fight is just going to be over. Even with the protection, Valkyrie's damage is just really, really good. There, I was just going to be safe. I wasn't sure if a medium ender was going to get me to special 2, so no need to risk it. Here, just trying to get as close to another combo threshold again, just so I can have some really big damage coming out of the special 2. Ended up not really working out. I'm pretty sure the Fury... No, I get a couple hits with the Fury still up. And yeah, just one more combo into the block, and down he goes. Alright, next up is Node 11, Mr. Fantastic. I'll also be taking this fight with Valkyrie. As I entered this fight, I realized I wasn't 100% sure if Mr. Fantastic could evade while I was hitting into his block. And because of that, and also I considered doing this before the fight, I'm going to build one Bulwark just to give myself a little more block proficiency, and therefore a higher chance to shrug. So yeah, build that right here, and that'll just increase my chances of shrugging a debuff. Whenever he throws that special 1, they apply on activation, and I just don't want any risk of him evading at any time. So here they do get on me, and I decided I want to just kind of test out the waters, see what happens if I'm hitting into his block. He didn't evade. That doesn't mean he can't if I'm hitting into his block, but yeah, I should probably look that up, make sure of that ability before I fight him the next time. It's just something I didn't really consider. And right there, I'm able to purify both of those debuffs, so I don't have to stick around to find out if he's going to evade me again. And already I'm close to my special 2. Got a little bit of extra combat power rate from actually hitting Reed, so yeah. There, I purify the special 2 weakness as well, which is super nice. And yeah, just going to wait for him to go back so I can hit into his block. And yeah, it always amazes me how much damage she can do even with that protection up. It's kind of insane. And I'm not sure the protection actually reduces the instant bleed damage, I've noticed. That seems to be pretty consistent throughout all fights, so another reason why she's so good for those lanes and why you don't need to ever take the protection off. Okay, this is the one and only Kitty fight that I have. There were lots of different champions that I could have used for this America Chavez, but I've taken her a lot with Kitty and I just felt comfortable. Plus, I had a guidance placed on this, so it would be very easy for me to gain prowess. And yeah, even without Tiger, Kitty's super safe for this. I throw a lot of heavies when I don't need to in this fight. I'm not sure what I was thinking when I'm doing them, but it's not like it hurts anything. It's not like I'm throwing a heavy with Valkyrie and losing all of my Pierce. The unblockable from Tiger's energy would be nice here, but here I'm doing a lot of phase blocking as well, just trying not to dex and giving her power from MD while also not taking any damage myself. Here she throws a random heavy, and I push her to special 2 just because I actually prefer to deal with that whenever she has her purple phases. That way she's not gaining a lot of power, and I'm constantly stalling out the flow of the fight. Yeah, right there, I decide not to phase block since I already had the dex anyways, and I had tons of prowess, so I just did hits into the phase there to deal some damage, and yeah, down she goes. I played that fight pretty well by some of my other kitty fight standards that have not been as good. All right, you've seen this matchup 100 times before at this point. This is Spidey Supreme. It's on node 35, and I'm taking this fight with Valkyrie. Yeah, Valkyrie's great for hazard shift because, again, she's heading into the block. Those debuffs don't matter. I'm not going to be doing any light attack whiff stuff because it's not... If it was 100% reliable, I would be doing it in this matchup, but since it's not, I'm not going to waste time with only hitting into him 3 times. It's just a time waster if it's not going to be 100% reliable. Yeah, just playing it super safe. I'm going to always block those first 2 hits of his special 1 because there's some sort of visual bug where they disappear. It's really weird. I wish Gaban would fix that. But also, it's just like, it's not worth getting hit. Valkyrie has so much health that I can just take a few blocked hits. A little bit of chip damage is nothing. Yeah, Spidey Supreme, he just has a very low health pool, so even just normal blocked hits with Valkyrie are dealing so much damage, like relative to the amount of health that he has. Sorry, I burped a little there. Yeah. I hope these Valkyrie fights aren't too boring for you guys. I do take them very safe, but Valkyrie's just really good for war, and she can do a lot on the map, so I take a lot of Valkyrie fights. All right, next up we have a Cersei on node 45. I'm also taking this fight with Valkyrie. Shocker. I guess I could have taken this with Diablo, only hit during shock phase and had like the Distilled Will pre-fight, so I'm healing from that. But Valkyrie seemed a lot more straightforward, a lot less complex. Cersei can glance blocked hits as well, so ideally I'd like for her to not throw a heavy, and I was never going to throw special 2 in this fight because that would deal too much damage. I was afraid of triggering that glancing. I think she throws 1 random heavy in this fight pretty early on. But even with the glancing, like I'm still dealing like decent enough damage. You'll see it in a little bit here, I think. Yeah, there it is. Just random heavy. Wasn't even really near her. Wasn't exactly baiting her to throw a heavy, but you know, I'm doing almost 1,000 damage into the block every time I hit her, so it's not terrible. And the glancing doesn't last for very long because she doesn't have any specials to pause it, you know. I'm very comfortable dexing her special 1. I've practiced that a lot. So yeah, there's really no worry here. I even didn't heal up to full before going into this fight and used a regen boost instead. And a little bit of a spoiler, but I finished this war without using any items, which is always nice. Always nice when I can just have basically a free war. Obviously, there are boosts involved, but at least no potions. And right here, I drop a special 1 because I know the fight's going to be over from it. And yeah. Okay, so I got one more Valkyrie fight for you, but this one is a little bit more interesting. It's a Jessica Jones on node 53. And a buddy of mine, Tom, he sent me a video of him taking a Jessica Jones on a different node this war, also with Valkyrie, and she was super aggro, and it was very difficult for Valkyrie to like do her thing of hitting into the block. So I was worried coming into this, but yeah, it wasn't too bad to start. She was backing off, letting me hit into her block. She's throwing like a lot of random lights and heavy and mediums into the air and missing, but lots of champs do that. I can deal with that by just making sure I'm not spamming, you know, dash back. Here I remembered that a part of my strategy was to get a bulwark just in case I like accidentally parried, and I didn't remember until like 30 seconds into the fight. So I inverted my combo to just go back down and get just a single bulwark. That's all I need. And then I end with a medium so that I can go back to getting pierces. And yeah, here's where the aggro stuff starts. So yeah, she just didn't give me any space right there. And I don't know why I tried a medium backdraft out of nowhere, but I did apply an invuln for this fight because I was scared about it. And I decided, well, I might as well get some use out of it. And took that combo totally on purpose. Yeah, power gain is very slow in this fight. It felt like it was slower than other fights that I'd taken this war, which was weird because I'm only block hitting in all of those too, so it's not like there's a difference in the power gain. Maybe I got like a few regular hits in against Hulkling and Cersei, but not enough to where it would... It just felt very slow going into this fight. Like, she's almost dead here when I'm dropping the special 2, and yeah, special 2 ends or takes most fights close to ending with Valkyrie every time. All right, last fight of this war is an Apocalypse boss. I believe this is the 3rd boss that I've taken this season. Second one with Diablo. Strategy here is to... I was going to block a few hits, but then he decided to throw a heavy right away, and of course my first hit applies a neutralize. So here I'm saying, whatever, we're just going to start spamming my special 1, go ahead and get to 8 vials of might, so that my special 3 can have maximum damage. Yeah, I do that real quick, and I don't like how I'm already cornered. Both Diablo fights I've taken this season, I've started it by getting cornered. But yeah, we're gonna work our way out, do a little bit of block hitting, and I really don't care what kind of damage I'm taking. Now, because I do have suicides on, Apocalypse is gonna be able to apply his debuffs on like special activation. So I need to be cognizant of only baiting his special 1 because I don't want to get that degen on me. Or at least I should be cognizant of that, and I would have had I thought about that before entering the fight. I didn't think about that. All I knew is that I would only take, on average, 2 blocked hits of the special 2, whereas I would take 3... 2 blocked hits of the special 1, whereas I would take 3 and maybe a couple extra from the special 2. So I was just mainly baiting special 1s. Get to my special 3 here with Diablo, and yeah, when I come out, the aim of the game is keep those poisons up. I probably could have waited a lot longer before throwing my special 2, but I chuck it right away to just go ahead and deal some damage. And I realized that as soon as I did it, I was like, oh, I probably could have not thrown that so early, but now main focus is keep them paused so that they can keep ticking down. Right now I'm dealing like what's that, like almost 5,000 a tick. So yeah, here he throws a special 2. I push him to that, and luckily it's the concussion and not the degen. I think I still would have been fine. I think I would have survived the degen by just like really focusing on healing up. But yeah, with all the willpower healing I'm getting, I think I would have been fine. I've still managed to have my poisons paused for this whole time, and yeah, Apocalypse is just going to go down from those poison ticks. Other than a Nick Fury I took earlier this season, that was probably my cleanest boss fight yet. So we did end up losing this war. PBT put up a stellar performance. They should have had the donut. I think they died to a spot boss with like 1% health left. I couldn't even see the health bar on like the screenshot that I saw. But yeah, I think this is definitely their best performance this season, and I want to say last season when they played us too, they also put up like their best performance of the season. So they just got our number, I guess, but props to them for putting up such a great performance. It would have sucked to get donated 2 wars in a row, so kind of glad that didn't happen. But yeah, eager for the rematch the next time we meet up, and yeah, I'll catch all you guys in the next video.